Welcome to part 4. We're going to continue from our last video and bake down the animation for our crowd simulation. I made some tweaks from our last video. You can notice that the crowd that was standing on the side of the statue is now standing in the front. Before we begin, let's go to Windows, scroll down to Empty Control Center and click it. You'll see a list of all the actors in the scene. Everything you see in red is a non-dynamic motion file. They're pretty much standard motion captures that have been applied to the character. Everything that's not in red are IMD files, which means they're dynamic. Now let's go to Start and click on Record. Record selected. There's no need to record the red actors since they're already baked in motion. Let's click on the first character with the IMD file. Scroll down, hold down Shift and click the last one. This should select all the actors that we want to bake. Once they're all selected, we're going to hit Start Record by Selected. Give it a few minutes. As it's recording, you'll notice that the timeline has extended. And you can stop this anytime you want when you don't want any more baking information to be done. So we're going to process up to 1,000 frames. And once it gets past 1,000, we'll stop it. There it goes. Once the process is complete, you'll see that the Start Record by Selected is back. Let's go to Macro Data and you'll see a file that has been created that stores the crowd simulation data. If you want to keep it, you can hit the Save button right here. But let's play it first to see if it looks good. We're going to go back to frame 0, hit play. So it looks like around the 150 frame mark, the characters all start walking. So we only want to capture the data past 150 frames. And since we're recording only 240 frames, let's start at the second half of the 240 frame mark. So let's start at 241, and then we'll export out to 480. And we want it to go to 480. All right. Let's play that section again. That looks pretty good. I like it. So since we like the animation, I'm going to hit the Save button here to save this cache. This way, if I need to close out the program and reload it, I won't lose the data. Now let's go to the scene and select everything we want to export. I'm going to go through this twice. Once for the crowd simulation that's walking, and once for these two combined standing characters right here. The first group in the front, and then the second group in the back. Let's select all the actors from the crowd simulation. We're going to go to the crowd walking. This is a collection. Click I to select all the actors in this collection. Let's go up to File, Export, Export FBX. Our target tool preset is Blender, and we want to export out to 24 frames per second. The project's already set to 24 frames per second, so we're good with that. And our range, we're gonna just export out the full 0 to 500, but once we're in Blender, we're only gonna use from 241 to 480. We're going to embed the texture into the FBX for simplicity, and we want the texture size to be small. So I've set this to 512, but I believe the default is 2048. Convert image format to JPEG, we can leave that off since we're embedding the textures. We don't need to convert it to anything. Once that's done, click Export. And let's pick a directory where we want to export it to. Let's see, I'm going to export it out here. Crowd Sim 01 FBX. Once the first crowd group is complete, now we're going to start working on the second crowd group, which are these two collections here. So let's click on the two collections and then hit I to select everything underneath it. We don't want the box because this box is actually a collision box and we don't need that. Again, let's repeat the steps. Let's go to File, Export, Export FBX. We're going to use the same settings as we had before, but this time we're just going to give it a different name. It should be much faster this time as we're only exporting out 7 characters. Alright, let's save this and move over to Blender Octane.